This should look like Hollywood Squares.
Legit.
All right, everybody. Well, trade season is officially open and people have been making trades. Some people have been playing chess. Some people have been playing checkers. Like, let's just call it what it is. Welcome to another episode of the Friendly Fades. So season 3, everyone's moving like the deadlines, like there's trade deadlines already. There's been a lot of trades. We'll talk about some of those trades, but first want to give a warm welcome to Brad, aka Jackboyz, for joining the segment for the first time.
Thank you,
Welcome
boys.
to the segment.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Jackboyz in
So
the building.
it's good to put a face to the name. For a lot of, I know I've met you a few times, but a lot of people haven't met you yet. You won it year one. You almost went back to back. But I'd be curious, Brad, like what was your strategy? I guess what was your mindset going into season 2 with your team?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. You guys are killing it. Huge fan of me, huh? Shout out you guys. You guys are doing it. And yeah, my strategy going into year 2 was pretty much try not to overthink and like not to panic because it's really easy to overthink and it's really easy to get lost in the immediate gratification. Therefore, I was debating on making moves from season 1 to season 2, but then I was like, you know what? There's really no benefit for me doing that at this point. And therefore, I just decided to not overthink and just let it play out and see what had happened. And then if I needed to change action during the course of the season, then I would have done so. But yeah, I just didn't want to overthink, you know?
It was that because you won. You won at season 1, so were you just thinking like I'm gonna just run it back, see how far this takes me type?
Yes, definitely. I highly doubted that that was going to be what was happening, right? No way, shape, or form in my mind was I thinking that I was going to go back to back. But then I ended up thinking while overthinking, you know what? I'm looking for longevity, for consistency. I don't care about the instant gratification. Yes, a win is nice, but it's Dynasty. So my approach was treat it like Dynasty, be patient, and try to build that longevity around my foundation that I had already established.
And what would you say your foundation is? I mean, I have an idea, but I'm just curious from your point of view.
I mean, wide receivers for sure, and definitely wide receiver game, and then Jalen Hurts, man. Like him right there is the engine. He's the driving force. And with with picking up James Cook last year, obviously he added a huge dynamic to my roster. But I think my depth in wide receiver is consistent, and then my driving factor would be Jalen Hurts, dude, for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you sharing. It's been cool to kind of get a preview of kind of what your thought process has been. So as you're going into
Definitely.
season 3, bro, like you almost went back to back, but I guess what are you looking to change up moving into season 3 now?
Looking to I'm looking to invest in, honestly, because I'm thinking long term. When I joined this league, it wasn't a dynasty league. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. It was my first attempt at fantasy, so I've learned a lot. And I think that I need to stay consistent and build more depth in my roster because I'm very thin. And so that forces me to play who's going to be playing, and that's pretty much it. I don't have any other backup options. So I want to get more depth. And I'm looking to pretty much, I don't need a banger of a running back, but I would like to add some like young age to my running back game because I feel like running backs burn out pretty quick over a couple years. I feel like wide receivers, I want to invest more in wide receivers, and then for draft purposes, pick up on the young running backs.
Yeah, you got a good core too. You have Chase Brown now, who's only 25, and then you got CTE Scatterboo.
Yep, shout out Steve. Yeah, that was a good trade, dude, for sure. Made sense. It was
Scatterboo,
logical.
Scatterboo's nice. I like him.
A lot of people
Yeah.
want him.
Yeah, I even hit the DMs like, "What's up with him?" You're like, "No." I was like, "Fair enough."
Yeah, and my mindset in that, like no harm, no foul, right? No
Yeah.
Percy's, but it's every time I want to make a decision in fantasy, I was talking to Bake and Corn about this. We had a party a couple weeks ago, and they asked me too, and I was like, every time I need to make a decision, I always think how it's going to benefit me in Dynasty. Keep Dynasty in the forefront of your decision making because that's what it is, and that was hard for me to learn and hard for me to be comfortable with from week to week, especially knowing I might not win against this guy because he's really hot right now. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
Yeah. Well, that first, so let's jump into some of these trades. And that first trade, that was the first trade that kicked off the season. Or actually, not. Corn had the first trade that kicked off the season with Newman.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's right.
So, Corn, let's touch on that. So, you and Newman. So, Newman switched in for Knox, and then you got, I'll pull it up right here and put it on my screen. So, you and Newman, C. Brooks added Derrick Henry to his roster with Dallas.
Yep.
Dang.
I don't know if you guys can see this.
We can see it now.
Yep.
Yep.
C. Pup, what were you thinking there?
My thought process was, I have been trying to get Derrick Henry all season, and I was unable to get Derrick Henry. I don't know I had to give away some things to get Derrick Henry, so I was willing to get rid of like multiple positions. But as far as getting Dallas Goedert too, I know that could be a risk reward thing because I know that Dallas Goedert, he's on the last year of his contract, so he might not even be back in Philly. But the running backs last year was like letting me down bad, and so I just felt like I needed like a dominant running back, like going forward. Last year, or at the end of last year, I traded for Harvey, so I have a young running back, but I also didn't care to get Derrick Henry, even though he's older, because we know Derrick Henry is going to be Derrick Henry. So that was a thought right there.
How many more years does Derrick Henry have with them?
Not really sure, bro. It's kind of up in the air because of the Reagan situation, but I figure if he goes somewhere, he's gonna get the pill. So we'll see what
He's
happens.
gonna be there till 2027 season. So he's got one more year in Baltimore.
But even with that being said, like with the way the year ended, I don't know.
Yeah, it ended on a high for sure.
It ended, but not for the team.
Yeah.
They saying that coach might be gone. They saying that Lamar Jackson might be gone. There's a lot of uncertainties.
Yeah, there is.
But I feel like me and Derrick Henry.
Hey, C.
Like those-
Brooks, how much like back and forth went on with that trade? Was that something that you got done like fairly quickly? Was there any like tweaking or just send that shit, accept that shit?
Yeah, it didn't take too long. I texted him and then I just said let's make a trade. And I sent him something I felt like was fair. He said y'all been sending a lot of everybody been trying to judge him for his roster. He said everybody. He texted. He called me today. He said my trade was the one he thought was like the most respectable.
To each.
All about respect.
Yeah, gotta make sense.
Yeah, I gave him Waddle. I kind of didn't want to give Jalen Waddle in the trade.
I like Waddle.
I do too.
I think
bro.
Waddle's. Yeah, I like Waddle too. I like Waddle too.
Hey, y'all want to add Newman right now?
Yeah, I mean, just send him the link. Jimmy just popped in right here too.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
What's up, Jimmy?
J. Coos.
I'm hearing an echo on my end.
There's still echo. Honestly, it's
Yep.
it's Slico. Slico, anytime you have
Echo,
your
cancel.
unmuted and anyone's talking, it's gonna be an echo. You have to mute it if you see someone talking, honestly.
Let's see if he wins.
Yeah, we're good. All right, there
I
you
mean,
go.
I like that trade for you specifically, Seabrooks, just because I think your team is like it's a playoff team. It's in a win now, and like getting Derrick Henry as an older back, adding to your team isn't as like crazy as it sounds. Because I know a lot of people don't like trading for like aging running backs, but I think that there's like one roster in our league that like it doesn't really hurt is yours. Like I feel like you're in a win now, so I like you getting Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and then like also like down the stretch, Ferguson, K9. I mean, he had a good game the week whenever it didn't matter no more. But like all those three, they did all right, but they weren't like really like a game changer type player. And I need somebody that like down the stretch might give you like that game changing type game. So like yeah, those dudes like yeah, they're guys that are solid, but like nobody like showed out down the stretch to like win you the week. You feel me? And like I'm looking for a player that could like win me the week. And so that's why I was like, man, let me get Derrick Henry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I like that trade.
because I feel like Jackboyz, your rosters. I mean, now it's getting a little bit more depth, but prior to that, you had like 3 or 4 guys that could just go off and could win you a week, like James Cook, Puka Nakua, Jalen Hurts, just some of those guys that you mentioned. And I feel like C. Brooks getting a Derrick Henry can like provide that as well.
Absolutely. I think it's also impactful to not stretch too thin where you're like, I'm thinking dynasty only, like put that in your head, like longevity. Like, no, you need some impactful players. You need that explosiveness for sure. So you definitely made the right move. I agree with that.
Hey, and I'm gonna say something too. The first 2 trades I made, those were trades I was trying to make. Like the trade I made with you, Brad, was trying to make that before the deadline. Like
Yep.
these were the off-season trades that I was
remember.
unable to make that I wanted to make at the beginning of this off-season, and then can kind of move forward from here and like make new moves. You feel me? But these moves were already like ones that I was trying to get through. So now I got the moves done, and now we can kind of start the off season a little bit different and move forward.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Well, the next trade that happened was between Steve and Brad. So
Yeah.
both of you guys are here, which is cool. Let me pull this one up. How did that?
It's a
How did
banger.
that?
Shit, I just sent it to him. I think I mentioned like earlier in the pod, like playing Jackboyz team. Like I knew that he was like pretty top heavy. Like he has like Courtland Sutton, James Cook, Puka Nakua. But I thought like going into our final matchup that I had like a little bit more depth and could like mess around with my lineup a little bit more. So when I sent you that trade, I really think my roster, like I built last offseason like a lot of depth on my roster. And I kind of have like an issue where like for my flex spot, I'm kind of fighting like who I'm gonna add there. And so for me, I feel like I have enough pieces to like go ahead and go get like a positional upgrade. And to me, I feel like James Cook is a tier above Chase Brown. It's not anything like crazy, but to me, I think I got better at running back. But I think it helped you out as well because you were able to get a 2-for-1 and improve your wide receiver depth. So for me, I sent it and I kind of thought you were gonna accept it because I thought it was a fair trade. And I think I was telling the boys earlier, like I was gonna fuck around and send like Chase Brown and maybe like Kayshon Boutte or like a Shakir, like a lower tier wide receiver that you might have accepted, but I was like, dude, I fucking want James Cook, and I'm just gonna send something that I think for your team, getting Chase Brown and Terry McLaurin a little bit more beneficial than having like James Cook. I don't know how you feel about that. Like when you saw that coming through.
Yeah, like, to be honest, it's almost like I had no hesitation. Like I was like, this makes sense. I could just tell it made sense. It was logical and it was a fair trade. I understand definitely letting go of James Cook is could possibly make an impact. But then I also thought about my depth, and then I also thought about like how I'm kind of treating running backs, like using them as rentals, a couple years here and there, trying to play that field more. And if I can build a good, consistent, like wide receiver, build depth in my wide receiver, then I was like, I feel safer now because as you said this before, you were struggling with who to put in, and I didn't have any more options to put in. So you really helped me create more. And Chase Brown was young. Like I like thinking about my running back mentality and my approach. Like that's either way, like, that's a good addition to me. No matter what it is, because he's young and it's Dynasty, so anything can happen. But yeah, I accepted right away. No hesitation. I was like, all right, let's do this. Happy.
Yep. Yeah, like for me, like Terry McLaurin, like I like him a lot. But I have Garrett Wilson coming back next year. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna start Garrett Wilson. I want to get. I think James Cook is an upgrade to Chase Brown. I don't. I could see people maybe disagreeing with that, but I fuck with James Cook. I think Chase Brown is like super hot right now. Like I mean, he won me the championship this year, in my opinion. But
he came in clutch at the end, man. He was doing great.
And then and then just to pair James Cook with Saquon, Bucky Irving. I mean, last year, like you said, with like trading a player like James Cook, it's tough for people to do. But in order for like my team to get better, I had to trade Bijan Robinson and like CD Lamb and those type of players. And I didn't want to, but I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way I'm going to be able to compete with like your team, Phillips' team, and Jimmy's team, and just these teams that just have good depth. And to me, I think you got to build that first, and then when you have that, you're able to kind of like tier up on players and kind of move in that direction.
Yeah, exactly. It's about building it. So that's the hard part. Like my boy Brooks was building, Yeah, you gotta build that, and then you can play off of it. You can use that as leverage, like you did with trade.
So, Brad, when you're building, are you like what's your thought process? Are you thinking, all right, you're trying to win now? Is that the approach, or are you thinking trying to reestablish, not necessarily blow it all up because you're not doing that yet, but like
correct.
Are you like a little more on the rebuilding side, trying to win now side? Like,
well, now I'm recognizing that I got some heat, and I'm contender. And I don't have I'm very humble about it. I just kind of like let the roster play out. Just like, you know what? Let it happen, as it comes. And so now I feel like, wow, I have a good foundation. So I'm gonna keep my core. right? I want to keep my core that starts the engine, that gets the fuel burning, and then I want to build around that, and I want to build with age around that. Hence, Scatterbo. My wife's a Giants fan, so she was watching the draft, bro. And I was like, you know what? And she was hyping him up. And we looked at, his highlights and stuff, and I was like, yep, I'm grabbing him. And so little stuff like that too, it's interesting, it gets you interested in, the upcoming players, the rookies too, man. So I feel like that's very important. That if you're not looking at rookies in our dynasty leagues, then you're missing out. You definitely got to put some investments there because it paid off for me in one way, shape, or form. Not necessarily winning, but people want me. Now I have leverage. And I have potential pop off. But yeah, to answer your question, I want to keep my main core, Jalen Hurts, have a good running, have a good quarterback, and then have a good pop off wide receivers, and then build my running backs around that. So I'm trying to keep it using them as rentals, couple seasons here and there. But I want to keep my squad young.
Yeah.
Like good, draft picks.
Yeah, Shay loved draft picks. We're going to get into that.
Shay Presty.
We're going to get into that.
Shay Presty.
Shay loved them draft picks. So me and Shay did a trade after that. James Conner for Jaden Higgins, I guess. What do you guys think about this trade? Likes, dislikes? Because Shay had a back pocket plan on this move.
That's just crazy.
So Shay, what was your thought? Was your thought here? Were you cooking up me and Jimmy at the same time for real?
Well, me and Jimmy had talked earlier in the year, and I had expressed some interest before playoffs about CD Lamb. And I kind of threw the idea about me giving up a first-round pick for CD. And I think there was some mutual interest at the time, but Jimmy was gearing up for a playoff push, which totally makes sense as to why a deal like that didn't get done before playoffs started. But it was one of those things that we had prior discussions about, so that was always something I was going to come back to once the offseason hit. As far as me getting Jaden Higgins, I really like the upside with him. And I think you've seen the last couple of weeks, he's kind of really started to find his groove. So I wanted him. Initially, I wanted him. And me and Jimmy at the time were going back and forth before I got this trade. And it was either the 108 or the 103. And having Judkins in the mix. And we were just kind of going back and forth. And then I realized, okay, well, we're maybe a player or two off. And so in my head, I'm like, if I can get this Higgins trade, I know that he's an asset that I can use potentially. Even though I did like him, because I've had Higgins in redraft leagues, and he was a great plug-in flex for the week. He has the ability to get you 10 points. So that's where I was thinking. And so I think this was one of the first trades I sent once offseason came to you, Greg. And I know you wanted to mull it over, and we were kind of just starting to get back in the groove of the offseason. And then once we got this trade, we kind of circled back. Simultaneously, me and Jimmy were working on a trade, and we decided, okay, well, let's make the trade a little bit bigger, add Jaden Higgins, add Algier, and then it kind of made sense. And he was looking to get younger at running back, get a little bit more draft capital, got his draft pick back. And I was able to get one of those cornerstone wide receivers again because I had blown my team up. And I had Nico and Jefferson, and I got rid of them. I was in rebuild mode, so it was kind of what I was looking to kind of jumpstart into the offseason was making sure I get a cornerstone wide receiver, and I was able to get that done. It just happened.
How did because your trade with Jimmy happened right after ours. So were you telling Jimmy, look, I'm gonna throw in Higgins?
No. I hadn't even brought
I actually saw that go down.
To trade with him.
Yeah.
With you.
Damn. So you guys just made it happen really quick then, right after us.
Well, when I saw the Higgins trade go down, that's where it clicked, and I was like, I think we can make this work. Can you guys hear me okay?
Can't hear
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Jimmy.
Hello?
So Shay, what are your thoughts on James Conner then? By getting rid of James Conner?
Good riddance? No, I'm playing. James Conner was good, bro. Before last year was his first year that he actually had a whole season healthy, so that was the anomaly. Before that, he had a big injury history, but I think for him to have the injury that he had, I think it's perfect, especially at his age, because he's got this whole year of rest, and then he's had a whole year of rehab, and I think he's gonna be cool. I mean, I don't think he's a long-term answer, but it's James Conner, right? When he's on the field, he's good, bro. He's a great pass catching back. He's good between the tackles. It's just now that situation's murky because Kyler's probably not coming back. They don't have a head coach right now, and especially with the position that I'm in, like I just didn't have there was no really benefit for me to have James Conner, and so I knew going into the offseason I was gonna have to get rid of either Janty or Judkins in order to tier up and make my team better. Because those are the only things that people want. Like people only want Janty and Judkins.
See, Brooks, what?
No comment, bro.
Comment, please.
I don't even feel like getting into it right now.
Yeah, I mean, because like for James Conner, I think like that trade really depends on like what your team is like, right? So I feel like you didn't keep Jaden Higgins, but like you're in a rebuild. It's like James Conner doesn't help you, but like on my end, like I wouldn't mind having like a James Conner. I think he's like if I had him, he'd be cool. He's a good backup running back like for my team. And then I know like for Arizona, like Trey Benson is horrible. So I feel like if James Conner's healthy, he has opportunity like to start there. So I just think like for those type of like aging veterans, like team context really matters. And so I like the deal that you got done because of the structure of your team at the moment,
Yeah, and I get Algier, and he's a free agent. I think a lot of people forget that before Bijan got there, he was a rookie 1,000-yard rusher, so he has the talent. I don't imagine he's gonna stay in Atlanta, especially because they don't have a head coach either. So he's gonna go look where money's at.
Greg,
So,
pull up Shay's and Jimmy's trade, even though Jimmy's not here, so we could just take a look at that.
So yeah, walk me through. I guess what happened after you got Higgins, or right after you got Higgins, what happened? You just hit up Jimmy right away, or
Higgins was Jimmy's pick last year, so he wanted that pick back, and so it was perfect.
Greg's making this trade seem like it was fucking Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison meeting for like lunch and shit while the trade was going down.
no? Because I'm just
like,
curious.
what'd you guys do?
No, because I'm curious. Like, how did Shay? This trade happened so quickly after me and Shay traded. So I was like, did you? Perfect timing, Jimmy. We were just talking about how you and Shay got this deal done right here.
Yeah, no, we were going back and forth because I really wanted a young running back and a draft pick. So like we had conversations. Shay went through the story, right? We went back and forth, Judkins, 103, 108. And then literally when the trade hit for Higgins, and I think I said this the last time I was on the podcast, I regretted trading Higgins, and I felt like I probably gave up on him a little too soon when I traded him to you, Greg. And so when I saw the trade for Higgins go through, like a light bulb went off, and I was like, and I know Shay was interested in Algier, and I'm high on Algier, but I was open to moving him, and like it just seemed to work out where I was like, hey, let's make it a 5-player deal. So, dude, we were not scheming with Higgins in mind at all. It just when I saw that go through, I hit up Shay. I was like, hey, let's make this happen, and it got done.
You were sad, Greg, when Higgins left to Jimmy, or what?
No, I wasn't sad, but when you see a trade go off like this, you're thinking, my first thought was, damn, I wonder if I could have got CD.
You probably could have, dude. If you would have
Shay did a good move. I was talking with Shay on the phone, and I was telling him I don't want to talk to you for a while, But nah, it was a good little move. I like it. Yeah. And I think it works out for both of you guys with what you guys are trying to do. So, Jimmy, what's your focus, I guess, on the rebuild for this next season?
Trying to get a little bit younger. I wasn't feeling strong about my running back core going into next year. I feel like Josh Jacobs maybe has a year left. We'll see. He's been playing on a bad knee. Again, I wasn't like super thrilled with my running back core, and I knew I had to get deeper there. You look at the competing teams in our league, and I think going into Dynasty period, like the way our league is set up, I personally feel like I undervalue the importance of having a good running back core. And so for me, it was like, getting a good young running back, getting a draft pick. It's kind of interesting because I look back at it, and I think Shay, I think you drafted Judkins with the draft pick that I gave up last year. I think you drafted him at 8. And so like if I think back to the trade, I guess the way it worked in my mind is like I had CeeDee Lamb for a year, didn't work out, but I was able to go back and get my draft pick from last year with Judkins and Higgins coming back. And so for me it was kind of it felt really good, and we'll talk about the other trade, I guess, in a bit here for Sutton. I really like that move, Jackboyz, for both of our teams. But when I think about what I gave up in running back with Swift and Algier, I got the draft pick, and then
Higgins.
You got Gainwell.
Higgins.
I'm sorry, Gainwell, right? So Judkins and Gainwell for Swift and Algier. Like, I feel like I got a little bit better there. And then on the wide receiver core, like giving up Lamb, of course, is a huge piece. It's a huge risk in letting somebody like that go. But if I look at giving up Lamb, giving up Addison, and then giving up, like those two players, but then getting Sutton and then getting Higgins and then the draft pick, which I'm high on this year, hopefully landing one of the good receivers or running backs. I'm open to either. For me, I felt like, if anything, maybe, I got slightly better or maybe took a step back for this year in total, but I feel good about the future.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good move. Redemption trade all day. You can feel better about it. And then you use your wide receiver as leverage, right? So if you didn't have that, you wouldn't be able to make the deal. So it all works out in the end.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. So you like basically got your 2 years of draft capital back essentially, and you're just installing that back on your team.
Yeah, and I think if I still look
Dynasty.
at my team, I mean, I could probably still throw up 135, 140 points, per week with the team that I have. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at that in our league, that gives me a shot every week, right, to put myself to win. So if I could just get in the mix, get back in the playoffs, stay competitive, but now feel good about the future, to me, it's been a successful offseason so far.
Yeah, so you and Brad haven't actually met yet, right? It's the first
No,
time.
man. No, it's nice to meet you, bro.
Pleasure, man. Yeah, it's a
it's
pleasure.
nice.
Likewise.
Brad, Jimmy, Brad. You
Mad
guys
respect,
got this
dude.
deal done.
Thank you, man.
Hey, I'm gonna beat you one of these days, dude. Like, I just for some reason cannot beat you, whether it's like regular
happen,
season
really?
or freaking play. I just can't. Like, you make me feel like I can beat you. I feel like I go
Yes.
into the week like, man, dude, I got a good shot, and then you just somehow always pull it off on a Sunday night or Monday
Man,
night.
I feel the same exact way. I'm like, you know what? No one looks at projections, whatever, never do. And then I'm like, wow, this looks like kind of bad. Like I'm gonna get whooped. And I look at the week before, I'm like, sheesh. And then just somehow, dude, the bangers can come and bang. It happens. You just can never know what happens.
Yeah, Jackboyz, you went on a heater at the end of the
Yeah, you did.
Man, I can't believe talking about championship and then the week prior, the point discrepancy, like the differential in points was absolutely fucking bananas. I couldn't even you can't make that shit up. Both of our quarterbacks went negative. Like that's crazy.
Hey, speaking of that,
That
like,
was crazy, bro.
did you think after seeing Jared Goff, like, oh shit, like I probably got this in the bag?
Oh yeah, come on, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Because like,
Yeah, I was like, okay.
yeah, because they kept hitting me up like Greg, and I was like, oh, I am not worried, bro. But fuck, I was worried because I just couldn't believe
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that he put
Yeah,
up
that's
2
wild.
points. I couldn't believe that he put up 2 points. But
You know what's
that was
crazy,
crazy.
Brad? Is Puka honestly could have had like 25, 30 points that game too. There was just crazy penalties.
What a crazy game, huh? What a
That was
crazy
crazy.
game. Yeah, and I feel like for those of you out there who, aren't there yet or haven't won or got, into the playoffs or not having consistent playoff appearances and wins, like there it goes to show you right there. The proof is in the pudding, bro. Anything can happen. You got to stay vigilant. You got to stay confident in yourself. You got to think about consistency, and it could happen. It definitely can happen. Don't doubt yourself. Don't be looking at no projections. Just let it roll. Make your moves. Be confident, and it can happen. Because sure enough, I was like, "Yep, this guy has negative points. I'm in a comfortable position." I was like, "I might go back to back." And then sure enough, dude,
Yeah.
it happens, bro.
Bro, that would have been crazy if you went back to back though. I was like,
Yeah,
damn, he really might
they
go
were
back.
calling it. They were calling it like, yeah, I think, and I was looking at the points from the previous week and I was like, wow, like what a crazy week for me, And then that made me feel confident. And then to see the points go from like 160 to like 88 or something, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
fantasy
Hey,
football
but
for you, man.
Hey, but Jimmy, like kind of thinking about the trade you did with Shea, and I know Shea, you're like really big on draft picks, and I think accumulating draft picks is like a good way to rebuild. But I think I've spoken on like it's not that I don't like draft picks. I just think that if you accumulate good players, you can do what you did, Jimmy, and like trade CD Lamb and go get a pick. You know what I'm saying? So there's different avenues of doing it, and I just feel like like for you, you had like good players that people wanted, and you're able to turn that into like Jordan Addison for Cortland Sutton, or go ahead and trade CD Lamb for draft picks. So I feel like I like the way Shea does it, where he's accumulating draft picks. But for me, I feel like it's a little bit easier to move these good players to go get draft picks as opposed to trading draft picks
For
to
sure.
get good players. And I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong
Depends
about
who
that,
you
but
ask. I feel like it depends who you ask, though.
no, I know, I get it. I'm just saying there's two avenues. I think Shay's approach is right and could 100% like be the way to go in Dynasty. But I'm just saying that like good players can help you get back into the draft and help you upgrade your roster as well.
Yeah,
I
for
agree
sure.
with that. I think that what's important to add to that is I felt like Shea drafted really well too last year, which allowed him to pair, one of those young guys like Judkins with the pick to go alongside. So I think like it's a combination for sure, right? I mean, I agree with you, Steve. You're coming from a position of weakness with just the draft pick, but if you're able to land, a couple good players. And I'm curious to see how this is all going to pan out, right? Even starting with this year's draft, because the top 5 picks last year, I think, were all hits. Like first 5 picks of the draft, and maybe 7 out of the first 10, you can argue are going to be really good players in the NFL moving forward. Um, so yeah, man, I agree. I totally agree with what you're saying.
So how did you and Brad get this deal done with Cortland Sutton? Let me pull it up. Who initiated this, and I guess how long did the negotiations go?
Brad, I think I just threw out a couple ideas on the QB2 because you threw it out in the chat like, hey, I'm looking for a QB2, and I think I tried to oversell you on some of the guys on my bench, maybe being like handcuff options or something like that, which I still think
Yeah.
maybe one of those guys could be. But I think it just kind of broke the ice that you throw that out there, and then I just hit you up, and then I looked at your roster, and I felt like Sutton was going to be a good player to go after for a reasonable price. Yeah, happy to hear your side of it, man, because I felt like that was a pretty easy move for both of us to make.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a good move. And like I stated in the beginning, I'm kind of treating my running back core as like rentals, right? So I'm happy with moving them around and being flexible with my running back game. And I felt like, oh wow, I got rid of James Cook. So Sutton I didn't like him as much, obviously. He wasn't as productive points wise, duh. But I was like, you know what? I'm rebuilding. I got Montgomery. And then you said Godwin for Sutton. And I was like, man, I was like, man, I don't know. You're like, and I was thinking like, man, get rid of Godwin because I have Keenan Allen, but he's getting older. And I was like, you know what? And then when you sent me Addison with the draft pick, I was like, all right, yeah, it's on for sure because that gives me the ability to, figure something out for my running back. But then again, I wasn't hung up on the running back letting him go because I have Scadaboo. So I was like, you know what? I'm comfortable with that plus the draft pick, and I was happy to do it. I think I'm in a good spot now for sure.
Do you feel like your team got better with the 2 moves that you made? Or
I do.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a yes and no. I think I'm like James Cook is amazing. So that kind of like put a hole in my running back core. But then again, I'm not mad at it because I'm down to rebuild that piece.
And you still got Scatterboo in the chamber.
Yeah,
See?
and Chase Brown's a good
Yeah,
like,
dude.
just start
See, if I
running
put
back.
those guys in, like,
yeah,
yeah,
Chase Brown's super good.
I can't get too hung up on that. And I forget that he's an injury. I completely forgot about him, man. Because when he got injured, I was like, you know what? Whatever, Wow, great timing, guy. But you can't get mad because it's fantasy, bro. So you gotta hold on to him, do your thing, let him marinate a little bit,
Brad, do you agree like kind of with us that like Phillips' team, what's Phillips' team called?
In the
Like
brown
the
rock.
Brown Ra.
And the
Shout out
Brown Raw.
Phillip, man, the boy.
Yeah, do you agree that his
In
team
the
is kind of
brown raw.
like the best team out there, or like how do you see it?
I would agree. I would definitely agree. I feel like
His team is dumb stack.
I don't know how he hasn't won, but he has that typical team that's like you want in a regular fantasy. But then why wouldn't you want it here too? Like I don't understand how he hasn't won. It's just luck of the draw, he got unlucky, but I definitely feel like he's absolutely a top contender. I like his team. And yeah, every time I don't think I beat him this season.
Yeah, his team is
Yeah,
crazy.
he's great. But yeah, I'm surprised. Like
I'm
he didn't make
trying
it
to
as far.
dismantle his team.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. I think
Happens.
just in
Literally
fantasy in
happens.
general,
I'd
like
be
you just
asking
got to
about
get
all
to
his
the
players.
playoffs.
Longevity, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's every decision I'm making. I'm thinking longevity. I'm thinking long term sustainability. But next year, the year after, because that was the purpose and intention, right? To do this league and have it be, going forwards. That's what I think that's a good way to wrap your head around making decisions. For me, I mean, I think it's obviously paid out a little bit.
Well, you said in the sleeper app that you're looking for a quarterback. Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, because I just don't have so much faith in Sam Darnold. But if you look at a QB2, he's a pretty good QB2.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think he's one of those good quarterback twos when you have a Jalen Hurts, a Josh Allen, one of those top tier quarterbacks. I think I was like saying on the last podcast is like if you have a Jalen Hurts, a Josh Allen, like you can win a championship with one of those like lower level quarterback twos, like a Sam Darnold, a Baker Mayfield, a Jared Goff.
Yeah, oh man, I was looking at Baker, I was looking at Goff, I'm like, man, I was just starting to overthink. I'm like, you know what? And I always you gotta come back to what drives your engine. Like you said, Jalen Hurts. So you're definitely right about that. That's a good way to think about it.
Man,
Yeah,
What
I'm
other
not sure,
trades
man.
went down, Gray?
What'd you say?
trying to
I
get
said
a
what
trade
other
going
other
right
trades?
now.
What
See, Brooks got a lot going on in his mind. He's over there giggling and
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
want to
wanna
know
know.
what
Yeah.
he's thinking.
yeah. What's going
Nah,
on, Steve Brooks?
Well,
I've
we
just
got to
been
talk about this trade that Bake did.
Yeah,
I like that for
that's
my
a big
man.
one.
Came out of
Slico,
nowhere.
Slico, you've been silent, bro.
Yeah, bro, this trade kind of happened. Well, this trade has kind of been. I've been trying to get Herbert for a long time, really since the league started. So I knew it was gonna take like a Caleb Williams to get it done. I kept on sending them like Daniel Jones. Who was I sending them before that? It was like Daniel Jones, and I want to say I was like sending them like Najee Harris, like when we first started. But was glad I was able to get it done with Christian McCaffrey. I kind of knew he was gonna take Christian McCaffrey, but I didn't want to give up Caleb. That's what was kind of stalling it because I'm a big fan of Caleb. But yeah, had to give up Caleb to get the job, to get that done. So, but I'm glad I got Herbert and Neighbors going into the future for sure. That's a big plus, going into these later years in our draft. I think in about 3-4 years, man, like those two will be like top tier quarterback and receiver duo. So I'm happy I got the
Hey,
trade done.
Bake, would you consider renaming your team the Slico Chargers?
Man, that's all I got, huh? It's crazy. That's all I
I
got
mean,
on
I
the
was
flights.
when
all I got on
when
the
that
flight
I
is
hope
when
I
gold.
that
catch
trade
you on the
came
bye
up,
week.
yeah, that's what I kept
Bro,
thinking.
he
Like
do got a
his
lot of
bye week's
charges,
gonna
bro.
be crazy.
If you look at the roster, not really, because I got depth.
Okay.
Well, I
Nah,
like
bro,
that
you
move for
do.
you, Bake. I really like that move, man. I saw that
I like it
when
too.
it went through. I feel with your roster in particular being younger, like C-Mac, yeah, for sure, got maybe a couple good years left, dude. But being able to pull off Neighbors and Herbert, that was a really good move.
I mean, like we all know what C-Mac's gonna do. Like, I mean, but his clock is ticking, and I mean his workload, bro. They give him the ball a lot. So
They
Yeah.
do.
I think he balls next year. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like and 3 years from now we'll see like who's laughing at this trade because I think it's a great trade. I mean with like I said with Neighbors and Herbert, those are cornerstone assets in my opinion. But kind of sad to see Caleb go. But I mean that was the only quarterback that was gonna get it done who he wanted. So had to let him walk. So
You still have Jaden Daniels, right?
I got Jaden
That's C.
Daniels. I
Brooks.
got Anthony
Brooks do.
Nah, I
Richardson.
do.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have Daniel Jones.
Oh,
I have
Daniel Jones. Oh,
Daniel
C. Brooks
Jones.
has Jaden. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got.
Can't wait
I
to
like the
hey, I can't wait for Jaden Daniels to come back next year.
Hey, C. Brooks, for real. Like, what would it take for Jaden Daniels?
He wants everything.
Hey, to be honest, bro, probably ain't trading Jaden Daniels, but
As you
Because I was
should,
gonna
like
send you a few. I was gonna
I
send you a
do
few stuff.
I
for
do have a
Jaden.
QB on the trade wire on the low,
Who's your
but I
QB
haven't
you
put
got on
that
the
out
trade
yet.
block?
Bo.
I ain't,
Yeah, he gonna try to trade Bo.
Yeah, I like that.
and the training boat might help me.
Hey, would you take Joe Burrow for Bo Nix and Devontae?
No, I would not. You saying for me to trade Devontae and Bo Nix?
Yeah, for Joe Burrow.
Nah, just because because of his health. Like I like Joe Burrow a lot, but health wise, I don't know if I would take Joe Burrow for that.
Okay.
You said
Throwing
okay.
out ideas.
That's it. Damn, great. That's it. You don't got another counter or what?
Nah, I gotta
Was it
pull up his
rejected?
roster
That was
so
a
I can see
rejected
it.
trade in real time.
Nah,
Yeah.
That's
No
that's
counter.
how
no.
that's how it looks. That's how it looks in
nah.
real life.
I mean, I like.
That's how it looks in real time. That's how it feels in real life.
Ideally,
Damn.
C.
I
Brooks,
like.
what are you looking to get back in return for Bo Nix? Like, are you looking for depth at a certain position? Are you looking for draft capital? What are you looking for?
If I was going to trade Bo Nix, I would probably just be looking for a player, and then most likely some draft capital. I feel like if there was something like if there's a player and like a pick I really like, if there's a player I really want to like take in the draft, then I'll mess around and like get rid of some talent for like some young talent.
Well,
But
we all know Shea
that's
needs
only
a quarterback. Like it's pretty clear Shea needs a quarterback. So Shea, what you offering?
I mean, that first round pick definitely has to be the 112, not the 103, by the way. That definitely has to be a part of it.
yeah, like a 12th pick would not get it done because I know it just wouldn't, bro. Because like the player I want, I know he ain't gonna be there.
Who you
Like
want,
at 12,
Dante?
no, I'm not even looking at the QBs to be real.
Are you talking about like positional player?
Yeah, so like if it wasn't like yeah, I just couldn't do it. If it's like a top pick where I know I'm gonna get the player that I'm trying to get, a positional player, then yeah, like I'll do it. But if it's not that, then I don't think I would make the trade. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
You got leverage. That's the thing, man. If you're holding on to him, and then guess what? Somebody gets desperate and needs a quarterback. They know who to call.
Like
Well,
Bo Nix,
me and Bake were talking about it the other day because we were talking about how I need a quarterback bad and Fernando Mendoza.
Yep.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not taking Fernando Mendoza with the 1-0. Not doing it.
why not, bro? He the future.
He's if I at the top of the draft because I've been out the playoffs for about
Is that your
all
draft
year.
pick shot?
Yeah, the 103. So I've been in like the draft room lab the past 2 months, and that the top 5 picks as of now it could change. In no particular order is Jordan Tyson, Jeremiah Love, Carnell Tate, Makai Lemon, and then like Daniel Boston, and then maybe Fernando Mendoza's right there. So for me to reach for a quarterback at the 103, it has to be a can't miss, in my opinion. And the quarterback needy teams in the draft are the Raiders, the Cardinals, and the Jets. And I don't see Fernando going past New York or Las Vegas. So I just don't like that situation for him. So I'm not going to reach with the 103 when I can go get me a stud wide receiver because the draft class is wide receiver centric. So I can't reach. I need a quarterback, but not at the jeopardy of missing out on potentially like another McMillan, right?
Hey, so
Or
Shay,
Pop off
when you
rookie.
when you sent that McCarthy trade for that 2027 first round pick, were you thinking like, shit, maybe I need to get a quarterback before I do so, or were you like, I'm gonna like get that pick and then worry about it later?
He
no,
told me
that's a
those
good
all were
question.
back and forth.
Like now that you don't
We were
have
going
a
back and forth a lot.
Yeah, Newman
Yeah.
said y'all went back and forth a lot.
We were going back and forth a lot, and it was just one of those things where I was like, because honestly, the 2027 draft is where you want to be at, because that's Arch Manning, it's Jaden Mayava, that's Jeremiah Smith, that's Ryan Williams, that's Lenore Sellers. Like it's a big class. So like 2026 is cool, but 2027 is where you can get like real cornerstone pieces. And so it's one of those things where it was an opportunity that like I was like, you know what? Let me just see if that 2027 is available. And I was willing to take the hit on the QB in order to get that pick because 2027 is such a valuable and deep draft class. So I was like, why not take the shot? And so in my eyes, as of now, like that pick is like a potential top 3 pick. And I know he's not done making moves. So who knows where by the time the season starts, maybe that pick ends up being pick 12. I still think it's worth it because I gave up JJ.
I think so too, bro. I think you came up that trade for sure. Because I'm not. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know about y'all, but
JJ McCarthy.
like, do you think JJ McCarthy is like closer to Brock Purdy or like a Zach Wilson?
I think he's closer to Zach Wilson.
You know what I'm saying? That's for does everybody kind of feel that way, or just
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
are
So
people
that's
a
what
fan
you
of
were thinking,
JJ?
Shay. Like get
I
rid
think
of him
so.
while there's some value. It's
Yeah,
like a fire sale type of feel.
Yeah,
JJ
and
McCarthy is not him.
eventually I'm going to get a quarterback, whether it
If
be a
he's not,
rental for a year or a cornerstone. But for me, like I was like, I can't pass up on the 2027 first. Like to get even more equity in that first round, like I couldn't pass up. Because kind of what Jimmy said, like I did draft pretty well. and I'm not gonna say I'm gonna draft well again, but like me being able to draft well was able to help, I think, in the long run with my team because I flipped RJ Harvey. I got depth at wide receiver. I flipped the Judkins pick, got my cornerstone wide receiver. Now I have Luther Burden, who's like coming on. Like hopefully he has a big playoff. And I still have my core of like Janty, McMillan, CJ, and now it's CD. But I wouldn't have been able to do that if I wasn't working those draft picks, willing to like get rid of players. Like me getting rid of Jefferson when I did it last year, bro, I was like nervous. But it ended up working out. And Jefferson will probably be good again next year, but for my team, like Jefferson does nothing for my team. Because it's cool if I have a Jefferson, but then if my team is weak, like I might as well just like get the value out of him. And I feel like I did and was able to flip it into a cornerstone running back. So
I think the most amazing part of that, Shay, is you actually did a deal with Ralph.
yeah, for real.
That might be the only deal that I think he ever made, right?
Yeah, I think
That might be
so.
the only deal he ever makes.
Hey, I don't know how I
texted
do it,
him. I
bro.
heard back. I texted him like 5 days ago. I'm still waiting to hear back.
And you
Send me
know,
the back
the
too.
way I text him, bro, I don't even let him not answering phase me. I just go, hey, what's up, Ralph? And then he won't respond for like 3 days. I go, hey,
For what
Ralph,
it's
just
worth,
checking in.
guys, this guy was a best man in my wedding. I asked him about Christian Watson like 3 days ago, and yeah, he still hasn't got it back to me either. So
Yeah.
don't take it personal, man.
No, I take it with a grain of salt. I figure he's
yeah.
busy.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking it
Yeah.
personal.
So I'm just gonna be that thorn in the side of him, bro. Just
Yeah,
like
keep
bugging
nudging him.
keep
Keep nudging
bugging
him.
him.
The deals to
Eventually.
be made. Gotta happen.
If we could crack open his roster, though, oh my gosh, bro!
I'm
I
trying to
want to
crack
hear
Phillips'
so
roster.
bad. Rob me.
100%.
Hey,
Phillip is so deep at wide receiver. I need. You know
Hey,
what, Brad?
is
We
Phillip
almost
open to moving?
I
Is he
see.
open to moving any of his like any of those guys? Did anybody have any talks with him that went anywhere or
Man,
that are going
no.
anywhere?
I feel like
Yeah.
he's not.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I
You're
work
not
with
trying to talk.
me and Philip work together, and yeah, he's definitely. It's just Philip's team is stacked, right? We could agree he's probably the best team in the league. So like for Philip, it's like I think he has that mindset of like why, like do any of the
Yeah.
deals make sense? Do any of the deals make sense for
Definitely.
him?
Yeah, what's his
And
perspective on everything? Is he just sitting back looking at us making all these deals like what are these look at these fools just like running their teams to the ground? Like what's his
Probably.
perspective on all
Yeah,
this,
that's
dude?
probably his
yeah,
perspective. I'd say.
definitely some of the shit he thinks is silly, for sure.
That's funny, dude.
But I mean, I know
Hey, he's in the
he'll
same
make-
boat as me. We
he'll make a
both ain't
dip.
win a championship. So
Yeah, but I mean, I think Philip, like again, like I look at his roster and I'm like, what does he need? I mean, maybe like an upgrade at quarterback. You know, he has Kyron Williams getting a little bit older, his running backs, but then he got Bijan Robinson and he has like Drake London. So I think just like he looks at the trades, bro. He looks at his inbox. So I mean, players are movable. It just has to make sense. I think
Yeah,
you're
he'll
gonna have to
reject
like,
them because I send him trades and he rejects
yeah,
them
he'll
quick.
reject, and it's like you just gotta guess overpay for a player that you want from him. You know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I won't do
I
it.
agree. Set it
And
and
then-
forget it. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he said and forget it, and I mean he can't beat me, so he might have to do something.
Yeah.
Hey, but like Shay, like I do think with that trade for JJ McCarthy, because like I've never liked JJ McCarthy. I was telling Greg early on, and I've kind of mentioned this is like that's why I sold Jordan Addison and like with the quickness is because I've just like never seen it in him. Like I don't fuck with him at all. And I think you do win that deal because I think that 2027 draft pick from him is going to be like pretty high. That draft class is stacked. My only concern with that is like now you are in a position where you do need a quarterback, and it is kind of like like a shitty feeling to like, okay, I need to fill that position. It's like I feel like you might have been able to like get that position settled first and then still made that trade. So that's like I'm just curious on like your thinking with that. I know it's like shit, let's just get that done. Cause like I had a similar situation with Greg where that fool sent me Jordan Mason for his first round pick. And I was like, damn, okay. Like I accepted it with the quickness. But at the time, like I needed
Yeah, that was like the first week we got into this thing, though.
and I thought
That was
I thought
stupid.
it was like a crazy ass
Yeah,
trade
G's
for you
not
to
doing
send
that
me
again.
Yeah, and I took it right away, but I accepted that trade almost like in week 1, and then I didn't really have like the depth at running back, so I could have really used a Jordan Mason, but I guess like when you see the trade come through, sometimes you just got to accept that shit because you don't know if it's ever going to be there again. So I get it.
Yeah. I think if it was like, let's say if CJ Stroud was included in that, like that's something I would have to like really think about. But with JJ, he's like so at the bottom tier of like starting quarterbacks.
Like you were gonna have to
Like
replace that anyways. So
he was gonna get replaced anyways. And like I said, I just pulled up the like guys who are 2027 like draft eligible, like DJ Lagway, like Flores quarterback, Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams. Where's the other guy? Brian Wesco from Clemson, Dylan Raiola, Julian Sayin, Arch Manning. There's a lot of players, not just like wide receiver heavy. There's a lot of good quarterbacks. There's, running backs and tight ends. And so I think it's a good draft class, a lot better than 2026, but who knows, bro? I mean, I don't know the future. Shoot, this could be the draft class to be in. And I'm just trading away picks. So I really can't tell the future. I'm
Well,
just
Jimmy,
kind of
we
hoping.
did a trade, you and me, and you moved up from 108 to 105. I know that was your goal. What was your thinking there?
Yeah, kind of like
Is there a
what
player that you're hoping to get?
Yeah, like kind of like what C. Brooks said. I mean, I'll tell all you guys. I don't really watch a lot of college football, right? So, like for me, getting into this draft in particular, I wanted to make sure I put myself in the best position to get one of those impact players. So, like from the big names out there, I just saw like, hey, top 5 is really where you want to be able to put yourself in a position to land one of those guys. So I felt like, yeah, making that deal with you wasn't easy letting go of Swift, but at the same time, getting Judkins as my RB2. I like Gainwell. We'll see. I mean, see if he stays with Pittsburgh. I know he's a free agent too this year. So there's some risk in that, but I felt good about that trade, man. How about you?
Yeah, I'm curious your perspective.
Yeah, I just thought about I have such a need for running back. If you look at my roster, I got all these like running backs. I'm kind of taking the approach that Brad said was you're kind of renting running backs, and I'm just trying to find some like consistent production. So I got Joe Mixon, obviously James Conner. Like I got a bunch of question marks. I think DeAndre is still an upgrade for my roster over Kenneth Gainwell. And for me, I was just like, well, I'm not moving that far back. I think 105 is definitely a better position, but I was thinking 108 to 105, if I sacrifice a little bit on like production from a rookie, it's worth it for me to have a little bit more confidence in my running back because now I can actually start like DeAndre is a good RB2. Like a decent RB2 to actually start because I was starting like
He's a
Kenneth
flex.
Gainwell RB1 this year, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So it was that was kind of my thought process.
I'm out, boys. Thanks for the invite. Nice chopping it up with you guys.
Nice meeting you, Brad.
All
You
right,
guys
Brad.
take care.
Yeah,
Yes,
brother,
good
Brad.
luck in the
I'll see you
offseason,
in
boys.
Yeah,
in the
likewise.
trade DMs.
Yep. See you in the DMs.
Care, bro.
See you, man.
Later, bro.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Greg. I don't know if I like that trade for you, bro.
Me too.
Go ahead, bro.
Because you get out of the top 5 and then you get Swift, which Swift is on the field like he's good, but then like they still have Monungai, they have Rome, they have Luther, they have Colson Loveland, DJ Moore. Like there's a lot of mouths to feed. And like I remember when Ben Johnson was in Detroit, it was kind of the similar thing where there was so many different mouths to feed. Like I mean, Amon-Ra was gonna be Amon-Ra, but even when Ben Johnson was there, it was like David Montgomery would start the game and then Jahmyr Gibbs would finish. And so I'm hoping it pays off for you.
Well, here's my other thing too, because it's been 2 years people have been saying DeAndre is not doing good, and he's had a career year this year actually. And last year they were saying I like sold him high, I think to you, Shay, and I was thinking, man, this might be the highest he might get.
Yeah, I
I
remember
moved
that.
off of him, and he's doing well. And I actually like the fact that he's with Ben Johnson, even if Monungai is doing well. I don't really find that a concern because we saw in Detroit that you can have 2 running backs under Ben Johnson's offense that can win you that can get you decent fantasy production with
He likes using 2 running
Montgomery.
backs. Yeah.
And then the other thing too was with DeAndre, I thought about it from the perspective of I just trust him a little bit more. Like I think just having a little
Feel
more
you,
trust
G.
in your roster. And then the other thing too was I did the whole route last year to focus on draft picks, and I'm really just kind of off that a little bit more this year. Like I'm not really tripping off draft picks. I really want to push for the playoffs next year, and I know if I want to play to win next year, like I need better players. So that was kind of my thought process. Like I need to focus on that.
I had a trade hit my DMs just now.
Yes, sir.
Slicko, you said that you you like that trade for Jimmy
Must think I'm
more
a
so than
suck.
Greg?
What was that?
I don't, bro. It'd be a smart move, actually.
Did you
That's a
say you like
terrible
that
move,
trade?
Seabrook.
Did you say you like that trade
Hey, my
for
healthy
Jimmy
brother.
more so than Greg?
I
Can you hear me?
mean, yeah, I can hear you. I mean, it's a okay trade. I just think Swift is gonna lose touches in Chicago. So I mean, it's not like a horrible trade. I mean, Greg's talking about pushing for playoffs, and I think going after Swift, just going into like next season, I think that was Shay just talking about is too many mouths to feed. I just think he loses touches, so that's gonna obviously hurt his point production. I mean, other than that, I don't hate the trade, but I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it. But
Yeah.
hey, you know, like G said, he likes him, he feels comfortable with him. So I mean, you know, rock with him. But when I look at it, I just think
Yeah.
Swift loses touches, so that would just automatically make me just kind of be like, nah, I'm cool. I'd rather just keep Gainwell. And what was the pick? It was a pick swap too, right?
He
Yeah.
moved down in the draft.
Yeah, and I got some good. I have a little bit more youth on my roster as well, so that's why I'm also cool on not like trying to draft as much. Like this 108's available for real. Like whoever
like
wants it,
the-
get it.
I like the trade, actually, personally.
Yeah, I mean, when I initially saw it, it was like
I like it.
a
For you,
win-win,
Greg.
but I like it. Yeah, they're both happy with it. I can see it.
Like,
I
real
mean, it's
talk.
not a
Like, if we're
trade to
looking at
be.
that trade, bro.
Because I mean, in production
Yeah,
wise,
it's not like a
I don't-
blockbuster trade. I think it just fills Jimmy's needs and my needs a little bit more.
And
Yeah.
let's say this too, bro. Let's just be honest. We probably rock with Gainwell. I mean, we rock with DeAndre Swift a little bit more than Gainwell.
Yeah.
And moving forward, yeah, Gainwell was good this year, but he exceeded expectations to the maximum. And to think that like Gainwell is gonna do what he does next year in Pittsburgh, like you
I
already saw
mean-
they drafted a running back this year, and the dude just didn't pan out. But they're definitely
Yeah.
gonna be continuing to try to like find more talent to plug in at the running back position. So like it's
Yeah,
not like Gainwell is just for sure gonna run it back and do what he did this year.
I mean, well, no, next year
Yeah.
he'll have a chance to, and I think next year
I
shit,
mean,
he
his
might have a better year than
last
he did this year.
his last 5 games, he went
Gainwell's
13
good.
points, 16
Gainwell's
points,
good,
21
bro.
points,
you watch
5
him play,
points,
he can do it the
17
same.
points. And he's doing it
He's
on
good.
limited touches.
But
I
Swift
mean, if
gets a little
Rodgers
bit
can
more.
re-sign for another
rock
year, I
with
wouldn't be
Swift more.
mad at that, dude. He's
Yeah.
hitting him. He's almost like their wide receiver too, right? He's almost like their second
Bro.
option for a receiver.
He catches the ball, bro. That's what makes him good too.
Yeah,
And
so that's
Aaron
why.
Rodgers be throwing to him like crazy.
Yeah,
Like yesterday, at the beginning, bro, I was getting a little frustrated because he wasn't throwing it downfield for like the first half at all. He was
He
just throwing
can
it to the
throw
running
it
back.
downfield, bro.
Yeah, he started to.
Yeah,
He still
but
can.
I mean,
He can do it a handful of times a game.
I mean, honestly, not having DK Metcalf really hurts Pittsburgh. I do think their like running back room is like probably one of the worst in the league. Like I would say them, the New York Giants. I mean, what other
Who's
running
straight
back?
though.
Like
I
Nah,
like Warren a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean,
Giants running
Gainwell,
back room is
Warren.
actually cold, bro.
Yeah.
I like Warren. He's a dog. And then also the Giants, bro. Tyrone Tracy is nice, bro. Like for real.
Tyron Tracy.
Like, yeah, he's the one that
No, I know who
whenever
he is, but I never heard Tyron
Scatterbo went
Tracy.
out.
Nice.
He's nice, bro. Like for real.
In the same sentence.
I never heard
He's
I know
Tyron
he went
Tracy.
off.
Look at what he
I know
did at the
went
end of
off
the year.
one game.
Hey, what kind of trade did you guys try to do right now?
He
Hey,
went
what
didn't
kind
do
of
it,
trade
bro.
did you guys do right now?
Got an offer.
What was it?
Close to
Bull.
the chest.
I don't know if Seabrooks wants me to air it out like that. Might need
Oh,
to play it
bro,
close to the
Hey,
chest.
you want me to tell him what the trade was? I'll tell
Yeah,
him what
you
the
could
trade was.
you could tell him.
I proposed him Bo Nix for his top pick and for Tech.
Bro,
And
I
that's
was
asking too
thinking
much.
that trade will get it done. I was gonna
Like that's not
suggest
that's
that
not a
live.
far fetched trade actually. It's not at all. But hey, if you
Who's the
wanna
player, Seabrooks, at the top?
Hey, they
if you
ain't
wanna
going for it.
if
She
you don't
ain't
want a
going
good
for that.
QB,
He was he wanted Tedero McMillan,
And
offensive
103?
rookie of the year,
And
and the
103?
103.
for both.
For Bo? I ain't
I mean,
taking that
honestly,
shit.
You get you a good QB. You know
If
you
I
for
would
Shea
sure
were
do
to
got a
do
good QB
that,
with that alone.
Shea can't
Shay,
do
if
that
you want to
trade.
do
Like
that,
leaving
then
Ted.
hey, if you did that, bro, I'll give you some receivers, bro.
No,
For
I
CD
just
Lamb, I'll give you DK,
that's
JMO,
something
and
that
Hey,
I'm not I
for
wouldn't
CD.
even consider,
hey,
bro, to be honest. And it's not even no disrespect to, C Brooks. I know he's trying to work a trade. It's just something for me, like my philosophy with my team, like that's something that I just wouldn't consider. Just
What is your
because like wide
philosophy?
receivers, especially in a PPR league, like come on, bro.
that's all right.
Hey,
If
What is
what's
your
that's all
the
right.
most lopsided trade that any of you guys ever got proposed? Like a trade that was just like, are you effing kidding me? Like I'm curious, man.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I
I
mean,
think
I got a
Newman sent
There's
me
been a
couple.
one
lot.
where I was
I
like,
got
Bro,
what
I
the
got
hell?
one from Newman.
You be
Dude,
saying
I
this.
mean, see,
He
Brooks,
gotta
if
be
you,
trolling, bro.
yeah, see, Brooks, I mean, you've been saying that Newman's saying he's getting some crazy trades, but the shit I received from him, I was like, this can't be real, bro. It was like, I can't
Hey,
even
one
He
thing
pull it
be
up,
about
but
sending
it
hey,
was,
some crazy stuff.
I'm gonna say this about Newman. One thing about Newman is he gonna see where your head at. Like he gonna just he gonna
He
send you
for sure.
bullshit. He gonna send you some shit that kind of makes sense. He just gonna fuck with you. So like be
That's why they
funny,
call him the
be funny.
psych ward. Is that why?
Yeah,
Hey,
he almost like
He's the
Mr.
hey,
psych
Like
ward.
bro,
Mr.
the trade I
Bro.
sent you really ain't as crazy as you think, fam. It's really
Man,
not.
that guy's funny, dude.
It's not as
He do
crazy
send
as
some
you think.
wild shit
You
though.
just gotta think
He
about
do.
it.
Bro, he tried to send me Mark Andrews, Jerome Ford for Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Higgins,
Yeah, bro.
Tajay Spears, Jordan Mason, and
Hey, he's trying to get some. He's just trying to get some. Newman's just trying to get some leverage. He's just trying to get some
Yeah.
players in his
yeah, but
lineup.
let's keep
That's
it a
all.
buck, bro. He got a really bad team, so he just gonna keep losing for a while.
Sliko, I'm curious, bro. How did you position that to Newman, like taking over that team?
Yeah, because that's tough, bro. That team is
Shit, that was the only team available. Like that
I
was
know, but
that was
like,
the
so I mean, then like, how does? But I know, but like, how does that work, right? Like with Dynasty, you would hope everybody's in it for the long run, but like
yeah.
option in Dynasty, like if somebody's out, you just got to give them the team, or
Pretty much
because he
because like
don't. Man,
I'm not
he
holding
in a
another
tough position,
redraft.
bro.
no. But I've
yeah.
heard of Dynasty leagues where they'll like sell the players. I guess it would kind of make it
Like
weird,
everyone
right, to
gets a
be a team
player to him
short.
or something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but like
you know,
you can break up the roster. No, I've heard
I
of
mean,
Dynasty leagues where you can just break up the roster, right?
is that something that you guys will be up to? Like, I know I'm not trying to get rid of people like that. I was like, it's just like any other team. Like,
no.
if if Green Bay's owner was to drop
Bro,
the
you know,
team,
I
like
was thinking.
bought it would just inherit that team and just have to make moves.
No, I mean if somebody's willing to take a team that shitty, dude, then all for him, right? I'm just like, how did you position that? But if I mean, hey, dude, if he's down to rock with that team,
Yeah,
that good for him, dude.
I
He's
really
taking a
like.
He
challenge.
likes the challenge.
I sent him a team. Like I prepped him before, and I was like, "Hey, this team is a bad team," but I sent him the team. So he approved of it. He was like, "Yeah, this is a bad
And
team."
he thinks he can
But he
rock
was
with it.
talking shit though. Like he was like, "I'm gonna take." I was like, "I'm gonna take this team from like
Yeah, he
West
As
was
he
talking
first."
real
should. I mean,
shit.
So like Newman's not. So
I
give
mean,
that
hey,
team a,
it's
like
cool because I see him making moves, which is dope because
I don't know about where's the first.
he's making hella moves. He's just trying to
it's
figure it
cool
out.
that he's getting active because Knox was not active, so it's cool that he's getting active.
But yeah, he's gonna
Yeah, that's
definitely have to. Because I mean, who's his like? He has Trevor Lawrence right as his quarterback. Like he has a few pieces that he could probably get some players for, or like some picks.
He got
Maybe I
Trevor
don't know.
Lawrence, Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's actually going to be tight, bro. So I think he's going to win with that.
But we know like people in this league would like
I
to
think
go
Cam
for
Ward will be
Trevor
tight.
Lawrence. So like he's got a few players that he could probably mess with to like try to improve. But I think he's just gonna try to like improve through the draft. Kind of, he's gonna have to, So it's gonna be tough for him.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So I was surprised when
Yeah,
he gave
he
me
got
his
a lot of
first round
draft
pick.
picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did.
Hey,
Yeah,
he
Yeah,
does
he's
have
going to
that
work
first
it
pick,
through the draft.
and I'm interested.
yeah. I wonder what he does with the first pick. Like,
What you say?
see, I can see him taking Fernando Mendoza.
I
For
said he
real.
does have that first pick, and I'm interested in it.
That's what
He
you
got a
said.
lot of picks, bro.
I
So
told him
I'm
that.
pretty sure he's going to just rebuild the whole thing.
Hey, C.
Yeah.
Brooks, it's just gonna take Jamar Chase and Bo Nix, bro. Get it, and he'll get he'll get it right over to you, bro.
In
Hey,
a
Jamar
jiffy,
Chase,
bro.
he is going nowhere.
Hey,
He is
Jamar
going nowhere
Chase
Get it done.
for sure, bro.
Hey, what are you looking for
Like,
Devontae?
you know what? Jamar Chase, there was one. I'm gonna tell you one player that would have made me like consider coming out Jamar Chase. If I was being real, somebody like Caleb Williams, just because
Well, I
it's like
thought
a favorite player type situation,
Hey,
and like that's
he
about
was really
like
untouchable, but
like
for
it's gotta
Herbert,
be. But
I had to do it. I didn't want to do it, bro. That
I
should
feel
have
like these
stopped.
quarterbacks are way too
Jamar
overvalued.
Chase, he's like slightly tradable, but really, bro, like he ain't tradable, dog. Like to me, like I'll keep him for the next 5, bro. I ain't tripping.
That's
Like
somebody
if
to
I
keep,
had to.
bro. Like that's like him and Joe gonna put up numbers. So
They saying Joe might leave, this and that. Jamar Chase is like I would like to see him,
That fool ain't leaving,
but
dog.
I just feel like the quarterbacks are so like overvalued. Like as far as like I don't think I would ever trade Jamar Chase for Caleb Williams.
I gotta hear Jimmy's thought
the
on the
right.
quarterback.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead,
think
Jimmy.
so, bro. I don't think
Go
QBs
ahead, Jimmy.
are
I know you got
overvalued
some
because
thoughts
look
there.
at those top QBs that actually get you a lot of points.
Because like
Look
you
at what
look at
happened
who was
in
in
the
the
championship.
the top teams, bro. Like they don't even have like the number one quarterback.
Yeah,
But
but
look
their
at how it almost
roster is
lost in the
that.
championship, both of them too, because their quarterback didn't go off. Like it was
What I'm
very,
saying, bro. Like
it was very up in the air because they didn't
it's
like.
like depth, running backs, and wide receivers in the flex, bro. Like
Man, really running back too. Running back is really slept on.
I'm not
Like,
gonna say like I'm not gonna say like not having a quarterback doesn't matter. Like 100% it matters, bro. But like kind of to touch on like the trade, right? Like my thought process behind Bo Nix, like that trade, like I can go get like I can buy a Baker for less, and there's still like his floor might be lower than Bo's, but it's not by much. I'm
you
not
think
saying
they'll
he's
put up the,
as good as Bo. I don't think he's as good as Bo.
but they'll
He's
put
better
up
than
similar
Bo.
type numbers as
Baker
far
Mayfield,
as points.
I'd rather have over Bo. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say when it comes to like these quarterbacks. Is like there's a couple quarterbacks that you do pay for, and there's some where
Josh Allen, Drake May.
Drake May. I think Jalen Hurts is one of those quarterbacks that you pay for. But if your roster's not constructed and you don't have the depth, then you lose a lot of it, and you can get by with Jared Goff, a Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold. I mean, we've seen it. I won a championship with it. Jackboyz was in the finals, and Phillips' team's been competing for years. Um, and I'm not saying that's like the correct way, but for Shea to go get Bo Nix and trade Tedero McMillan and a draft pick, like maybe another team could do that and would, but without having like a roster full of just players that can go get it, like I don't think that makes sense, and it takes you back a couple years.
I just don't fuck with Bo, so
And really, like
I
I
wouldn't take them.
disagree
I
with
don't
you
know.
though, to be honest. Like I hella disagree with you because
I'm glad you do.
it also loses you the league as well. Like look at Phillip.
How?
He's been all the way, and then he's had these QBs that were like mid, and it lost him both times. So like yeah, it could get you through the year, and like you can like win with a mid QB, but you also at the end of the season, bro, you want players that's gonna be like able to like take you over the top.
But I'm
And so
not
like
even saying
yeah, you can get by with a mid QB throughout the year, but that
But
shit
also
let you
vice
down,
versa to that.
bro.
Like the top quarterbacks, Josh
but
Allen,
Baker
Drake
Mayfield.
May,
Bo is
Bo,
Bo,
like none
Bo
of
is
those guys
mid.
were in the championship.
So is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, so it's like
And
Exactly.
Bo
Last year.
Nix
We got to the
and Bo,
championship last year.
Baker Mayfield is cheaper in my eyes than Bo Nix.
Bo Nix had more points than Baker this year.
Yeah, no, he had a good
Like
fantasy year.
he's not
He had a
better
good
than
regular season
he's
year
not
too.
better. Baker Mayfield's not better.
but
Oh, I didn't say
And
that.
he's younger.
I think the quarterback
And
discussion
he's
needs to
younger.
be evaluated, 3 to 5 years down the line, right? Because the reality is, like, you look at tenureship with these guys. I mean, I do agree with the stance that it's, I'm fortunate to have both a May and an Allen, right? That's rare to be
You
able to
got the
crack the
quarterbacks.
top twos, right? But I think like you look at longevity, it's a points game at the end of the day, right? If you have two anchors averaging 20 something points, you have a little more flexibility to like make it work with a little less at some of the skill positions. And I don't again, you have to build around the two QBs, but I'd be curious to see what it looks like 3-5 years down the line, right? When you look at the longevity of these guys and you look at the turnover at running back and maybe not so much wide receiver, but I think with Dynasty, the QB still has a lot of value. I'll take your QBs, guys.
Yeah, bro.
They
take the
do have
QBs.
they do have a lot of value. I think you need to carry three. I'm not saying that the quarterback isn't valuable. What I'm trying to say is like there's a tier level with like a Bo Nix and Baker Mayfield, and I don't think they're too far off each other. And I know what you're saying, like down the line, but like I don't even think Seabrook starts Bo Nix. He's gonna start Tyler Shuck. I got Tyler Shuck in the second round. I'm saying like to build a like a roster, it doesn't make sense for Shea to go do that, even if like Bo is better 5 years from now.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that like that's how a lot of people like they overpay in Dynasty, they overpay in fantasy, where it's like these quarterbacks are there, bro. I got Tyler Shuck in a second, but you can find those quarterbacks and pay a slightly less price because like if he wanted to come get Jared Goff from me, I'm not gonna probably ask for a first or Tedero McMillan like that. And I'm pretty sure he would be happy with getting like a Goff type. But I'm not trading Goff, Jay. I'm just saying.
Goff had a better fantasy year than Bo Nix too. I think as far as like overall points.
Yeah, Goff had a
That's
great
the
year.
problem.
But I
That's
mean,
the
you need
problem with the young
quarterbacks.
players, though, bro. That's why I don't even like these young players. Like Drake May's the only one that's like the exception. I feel like. Well,
I
not.
don't know.
He's
Tyler
not.
Shuck might be a guy.
Yeah, Tyler Shows looking good.
Yeah. I mean, quarterbacks do matter, bro. And I feel like you need to carry 3 of them. Like even Seabrooks, like
and
even
I'm not
you know
trying to
what's
say
Seabrooks.
that
crazy?
don't matter.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I'm looking at the numbers. Bo Nix had more points than whatchamacallit, Jared Goff.
I mean, I'd have to
Like
I'd
on
have
the
to look at that.
numbers, I'm checking right now. Like he has more.
Jared Goff had 353. Bo Nix had 347.
Yeah, because to me, like all year long, like Jared Goff was like a top 5 fantasy quarterback,
I'm not
even
gonna lie
with that
to you,
like
bro.
negative.
I thought Bo Nix was
I
Bo
think he's
Nix is
like
mid,
good,
this
bro.
bro.
year.
He's a good young quarterback that you want on your team. I'm just not giving up
I do
Tyrell
think
McMillan in the top 3 pick for it.
I do think you need to carry 3 quarterbacks though. Like I think that's very important to have 3 quarterbacks, whether your third quarterback is like, I don't know, but it sucks when
All
one
Tua
goes
needs
down
is
and
a
you're
change of
scrambling.
scenery.
It's over with
Hey,
for
what did he
Tua,
say? He
dog.
said that'd be
Change
He said a
scenery.
new change of scenery will be dope. I said it sure would.
I mean, Greg, I like
That's crazy.
Kyler Murray, so let me know.
You
But
let
not
me
that
know,
much,
bro.
bro. I mean, not what you need. Never mind.
All right, fellas. Well, any last words as we you guys are good signing off, getting some sleep.
Hey, peep the trade I sent you before, bro. Let me know if you think that might get it done too, because I did send you one before that, and I was more interested in that one first, and it wasn't so crazy. So just peep and let me know what you think.
Hey, but you know,
Before I sent the tech one and I was see where your head was, but I had sent you one before that was like
I didn't even
more
see
of
you
just
send
like
me that
a
one.
respectable trade type shit.
See, Brooks is crazy.
I did send you
Secret.
one, bro. Just let me know what you think about it.
hey Shay, Michael Penix is available too on the low.
Schneed. Yeah, I need a quarterback. You guys know what I need.
You know what I need.
The name is changing.
Fernando Mendoza,
It's
bro.
gonna
The
be
Come
name
on,
is
y'all,
changing.
y'all booty.
I'd get Fernando.
And that's what I told Shay. I said the only person
Hey,
I can
but it
see
was really
getting
All
him in
right,
the
fellas.
first.
Well,
it was good talking to you guys. For real, say less.
Yeah. I'm
Hey,
out, guys.
shout out the Jackboyz for coming on too, kind of breaking down like where
Yeah, it
he's
was cool
get
to put a
Newman
name
on.
to a
See if
face,
Newman
man.
want to pull up next time so we can see what's going
we'll
on.
get Newman on.
What he
So
thinking?
maybe Philip will join too. We'll see what's up.
Philip ain't never going to join, boy. All right,
sure.
All
y'all.
right, guys.
All right, y'all.
Have a good night. Later.
Have a good rest of the week. See you guys.
Be easy.